A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic escalation of tensions surrounding immigration enforcement, protests against President Donald Trump's controversial immigration raids have spread across multiple cities in the United States. The president's recent decision to deploy a battalion of Marines to Los Angeles to guard federal buildings has intensified public outcry and sparked demonstrations from coast to coast. As the situation unfolds, the implications for immigrant communities and local law enforcement are becoming increasingly complex. The Pentagon's deployment of approximately 700 Marines to Los Angeles is a direct response to the growing unrest following a series of immigration enforcement operations that have resulted in over 100 arrests in the city alone. These operations have targeted areas such as the Fashion District and even local businesses like Home Depot, raising the stakes for immigrant workers and their families. The protests have attracted significant attention, with union leaders and activists expressing their outrage at the aggressive tactics employed by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. Stephen Miller, the White House Deputy Chief of Staff and Chief Architect of Trump's immigration policies, has set ambitious targets for ICE, calling for at least 3,000 arrests per day. This marks a stark increase from the average of 656 arrests made daily from January 20th to May 19th. The push for mass deportations has strained ICE's resources, leading to overcrowded detention facilities and heightened tensions between federal authorities and local communities. In a notable incident, a prominent union leader was arrested during a protest, accused of impeding law enforcement efforts. This has only fueled the fire of dissent among immigrant rights advocates who argue that the crackdown on undocumented individuals is both inhumane and politically motivated. The situation has also seen ICE agents engaging in confrontational operations, such as a standoff at a popular restaurant in San Diego, where several individuals were taken into custody. The impact of these immigration raids has rippled across the nation, with reports of ICE operations occurring in various states, including Massachusetts, where an 18-year-old high school student was detained on his way to volleyball practice. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons defended the agency's actions, stating, "I didn't say he was dangerous. I said he's in this country illegally and we're not going to walk away from anybody." This statement encapsulates the administration's hardline stance on immigration enforcement, further alienating immigrant communities. As ICE ramps up its operations, it faces significant challenges due to limited funding and staffing. The agency has increasingly relied on local police departments to assist in enforcing federal immigration laws, with the number of 287G agreements allowing local law enforcement to act on behalf of ICE, more than quadrupling since Trump took office. This partnership has raised concerns about the implications for community policing and trust between immigrant populations and law enforcement. The current immigration enforcement landscape is marked by overcrowding in detention facilities, with ICE exceeding its budgeted capacity of 41,000 detainees by holding over 53,500 individuals as of late May. This situation has prompted Congress to consider a massive spending bill that allocates $45 billion to increase immigration detention capacity and an additional $8 billion to hire more ICE personnel. The protests in Los Angeles have also provided President Trump with an opportunity to criticize state and local governments that limit cooperation with federal immigration authorities. California, for instance, has enacted laws that restrict local law enforcement from collaborating with ICE unless individuals are convicted of serious crimes. In a controversial move, the White House published a list of over 500 sanctuary jurisdictions, which was later removed from its website after facing backlash for inaccuracies. As the pace of immigration policy changes accelerates, the situation remains fluid and fraught with uncertainty. Just last week, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Salvadoran man who was mistakenly deported and imprisoned without communication, was returned to the United States to face criminal charges. This incident highlights the complexities and potential consequences of the Trump administration's aggressive immigration enforcement strategies. The nationwide protests signal a growing resistance to the administration's policies and a call for a more humane approach to immigration. As communities mobilize in response to these raids, the future of immigration policy in the U.S. hangs in the balance, with advocates urging for reform that prioritizes the rights and dignity of all individuals, regardless of their immigration status. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.